Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I am Kathleen Calais. I'm the Artistic Director of ATC Studios and your host for the evening. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, ATC Studios is a 501c3, and we've been in existence for almost 32 years now. As you can imagine, during these challenging times, running a nonprofit does have its issues. And although these evenings are free, we would greatly appreciate any donations that you might send our way. The fastest way to donate is through Venmo at ATC Studios, or of course you can go onto our website, www.atcstudios.org. And right there on the homepage, there is a donate button. If you're familiar with Facebook, ATC Studios is also on Facebook, and there's a donate button on our page. And we are also on GoFundMe. Thank you so much in advance. If you can, that's fabulous. Part of ATC's mission is to nurture the creative spirit in everyone. And prior to COVID, we would provide live forums for playwrights and screenwriters to hear their work and to get feedback from the audience. Since April of 2020, we have now moved that to Zoom, and we are very excited to be including you all from wherever you are in the playwrights process. Thank you again for being here. We are pleased to be presenting to you this evening, Come Again, a dark comedy revolving around climate change by Lisa Delagerino Ferrand. It's directed by Dennis Godone, and it is featuring George Labaris, Chris Robertson, Bob Smith, and Andy Young. The total running time is about 1 hour and 35 minutes, and there is no intermission. Let's get going. Miami, present day, scene 1. In the darkness, a radio alarm goes off. Lights rise on Marina Johnson's apartment as the radio voice begins speaking. Marina is just waking up. Someone is sitting at her desk.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man trying to rob a zoological park last night got a surprise when he accidentally fell into an alligator pond and was...
Jesus Christ!
Marina Johnson!
Are you a stalker?
What?
Broke
No.
into my apartment?
No.
Get out!
I'm not a stalker. I'm not. Oh,
Get
is that your field hockey stick from high school? I'm not stalking you, Marina. Don't be afraid.
I'm not. You should be afraid.
Fear is useless. Whoa.
You broke into the wrong apartment.
I didn't break in, and I'm not going to hurt you. Please, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, Marina.
You don't have any right to break into my apartment and tell me not to find how to feel.
Okay. I think we may have started off on the wrong foot. I haven't done this in a long time. Can I start again?
No.
I'll be very quick.
No.
I'm Jesus Christ, and I need you to be my prophet. You hit me.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, that's why I picked you.
I didn't volunteer for anything, crazy man. Get out of here.
I know you didn't volunteer. You've been chosen. I've chosen you to be my prophet. Please stop.
I can't believe my day is just how my day's starting today.
I need you to warn the world about the dangers of climate change.
No, you don't get to make demands. I get to make demands. This is my apartment.
It's not a demand. It's simply...
I demand that you leave.
The world needs a prophet before you all kill yourselves. You don't have a lot of time left.
You don't have a lot of time before I break your leg.
You must be able to see it. Living in Miami. It's not too late to save yourselves, but you have to start now and you have to move fast. Oh, that one hurt. Oh,
It's supposed to.
Look, all I want is for you to say yes.
And you leave then?
For now.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You'll be my prophet. You'll proclaim my warning to all the nations.
Sure. Yes.
This is serious.
Yes.
I feel like you're patronizing me.
I would never patronize you, Jesus.
Yeah, like the way you just said that sounded patronizing.
I am so honored you've come with me with this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And I would love to proclaim your warning to all the nations. Unfortunately, though, I do have to get to work on time. So why don't we just put a pin on this for now?
Okay. I'll come back later and we could talk about it in more detail.
Yes.
Great. All right. Well, have a good day at work.
Yes.
I'll see myself out.
Yes.
Bye, Marina.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, hi, yeah, I need to have my locks changed today. Do you have any availability?
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio host and the radio scientist talking.
Welcome back, listeners. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking to Dr. Lee Dankin about the changes happening in our oceans.
So, as I was saying, the oceans are currently absorbing about 28% of the carbon dioxide humans produce by burning fossil fuels. But this is making the oceans more acidic and therefore making it harder for sea creatures to produce calcium carbonate, the main component of their skeletons and shells. This will lead to huge adverse changes in ocean ecosystems.
And what does this mean for us?
Since it will affect fish populations, it will also affect human populations who rely on those fish.
How long before we start seeing signs of this?
Oh, it's happening now.
Scene 2. Lights up a Marina's apartment that evening.
You changed the locks.
How did you?
You said we talk later.
No, but how did you? Seriously, how did you?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Just get out so I can turn on the AC.
Oh, thank you. It's been really hot in here. Why do you turn it off during the day?
Because I can't afford to cool an empty apartment.
And you probably shouldn't have splurged on a locksmith.
Who are you for real?
I'm Jesus.
No, you're not.
How do you know?
Well, for one, you're wearing a Snoopy t-shirt.
I wanted to dress contemporary, so you wouldn't be afraid. This was all they had in the bin.
What bin? Oh, no,
Well,
no, no. I don't care. I don't care. I need you to leave.
I can't. Humanity's in trouble.
Well, I'm not a climate change expert.
I'm not asking you to be a climate change expert. I am asking you to be a climate change prophet.
And I'm not a public speaker or religious person or someone who gets all riled up over causes.
I know. You're perfect.
No. Just the other day, I was drinking a bottle of soda and there was no recycling bin around. So I threw the plastic bottle in the trash. The prophet you're looking for would have carried it until they found the bin.
Not necessarily.
I'm gay.
Oh.
I'm a gay person. Just because I'm not dating anyone right now, just because I'm going through a little bit of a dry spell, doesn't mean that I'm not a gay person.
No, it doesn't.
And you don't like gay people.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I never said a word about gay people. Read my book.
I work in an abortion clinic.
You're a hospice nurse.
Oh, pick someone else.
No.
You asked if I would do it, and I'm telling you I won't. Pick someone else. Whoever you are, just pick someone else.
I pick you.
Why? I'm a gay person who might work in an abortion clinic one day who's not passionate about this issue and doesn't like public speaking. I am completely wrong for this.
Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm declining your offer.
Just sit with it tonight and think about it.
No means no, Jesus.
I'll see you in the morning.
Why are you doing this to me?
You dropped your mail.
But why are you doing this to me? Asshole.
Blackout. Scene 3. In the darkness, we hear the radio. Lights rise in Marina's apartment as the radio talks.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man was arrested late last night after destroying a liquor store. He told police that a hookah smoking caterpillar had ordered him to break in and steal it.
I like that you use a radio alarm clock. Most people just use the alarm function on their phones. I like that you're holding on to a bygone era.
Seriously, how are you getting in here?
We have a lot to talk about.
No, we don't. I said no to you and I need to get to work. Oh no, is it raining?
Yep.
Oh, the streets are gonna be so flooded.
Climate change.
Oh, stop.
Humanity needs you.
Mm. Why don't you cut out the middleman and be your own prophet?
That didn't go well for me last time.
Better an angry mob kill me than you this time to go around?
No one's going to kill you.
Mm.
You'll have enemies, though. Prophets are very unpopular.
You're really selling this.
We have a lot to do. You might need to take a sick day.
I'm not wasting a sick day on a stalker with delusions of grandeur.
The first thing you're going to need to do is get a meeting with Todd Anderson.
Who's Todd? Wait, Governor Anderson?
We have some policies he needs to enact, things he can do immediately to help stop the bleeding, and things which will begin to slowly help heal the planet over time if implemented now.
How am I supposed to get a meeting with the governor?
Call his office.
I doubt it's that easy.
You're my prophet. If you call his office, I'll make it happen.
I am not your prophet, and I'm not calling the governor's office.
But I need you to.
I don't know anything about climate policies.
I do.
Then call his office.
I can't. You're the only one who can see and hear me.
What?
I need to talk through you.
Wait, you're not really here?
I am really here, but only you know it.
Oh, I don't like this.
Don't be afraid. We'll go meet with Governor Anderson, and all you'll have to do is repeat what I say. It'll be fine.
No.
Marina, listen,
Tap somebody else.
you're the one. I've been watching you, and you have the qualities I need.
What about someone from like PETA or that?
Nobody listens to people from PETA.
Or like a scientist from the EPA or something. A climate scientist.
It won't work.
Why not?
Because this can't be explained by science, and they'd get real hung up on that, whereas you'll get past it.
No, I won't.
It's you, Marina. You're the one I need to help me save humanity from itself. Don't be afraid.
Look, I'm getting ready for work.
You could call the governor's office on your lunch break to set up our meeting, but you're probably going to have to take a sick day to go meet with him.
I'm not going to Tallahassee to talk to the governor about climate change with my invisible friend. Tallahassee's like 6.5 hours away.
You won't have to go all the way up there. He'll be in Miami soon. He's going to start doing more high-profile photo ops all over the state now that he's running for president.
Governor Anderson isn't running for president.
He hasn't announced it, but he is. If we can convince him about the urgency of the global situation, maybe we could. Oh,
Oh,
rainbow.
what?
Marina, rainbow. Come look. Come look.
Thanks.
It's a really good one.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, look at that.
It's been a while since you've been on Earth, huh?
You don't get excited by rainbows?
Mm-mm. It's only water and light.
But they're a symbol of God's promise.
Yeah, but it's only water and light. Okay, look, I'm leaving.
Can I stay?
I guess, but don't steal anything.
I never steal.
Great.
And you'll call Governor Anderson on your lunch break.
Maybe.
Maybe means no.
I know it does. I'm trying to humor you so I won't miss my boss.
Please call Governor Anderson.
Don't steal anything.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio.
Welcome back, listeners. I'm here with Dr. Lee Dankin talking about the disappearing Atlantic coastline. Now, Dr. Dankin, before the break, you said that between 1996 and 2011, around 20 square miles of dry land and wetlands along the Atlantic coast were converted to open water.
Roughly the size of Manhattan.
That's a lot of land to lose in only 15 years.
It is. The Atlantic coast is particularly vulnerable to rising oceans because much of the coast is flat and very near sea level. This puts coastal ecosystems at risk, as well as the nearly 10 million Americans who live in coastal floodplains.
What happens if those coastal ecosystems are wiped out? How would it affect people living along the coast?
So the wetlands buffer coastal areas against damage from storms and waves. And when the wetlands are gone, so is that buffer.
So we'll be seeing a lot of destruction.
To put it mildly.
Scene 4. Lights up on Father Carlos's office.
Hello? Hi, are you Father Carlos?
I am. You must be Marina Johnson.
Yes, thank you for seeing me on my lunch break.
Of course. What can I do for you? You know, after you called, I tried to look you up, but you're not in our parish records.
No, I don't go here.
Oh, do you want to register?
No, I'm not Catholic.
Do you want to become Catholic?
God, no. That is, no, thank you.
Then I guess I'm a little confused as to why you need to see a priest so badly.
It's weird. My reason is weird.
I've heard a lot of weird things. I can handle it.
Well, okay. But you Catholics, some of you see things, right? Things that no one else can see?
Are you referring to the mystics?
Maybe. Did any see Jesus?
Oh, yes, quite a few.
Okay. And what happened there?
Well, St. Francis of Assisi had a picture of Jesus come to life and tell him to repair the church.
No.
No.
No, I'm looking for someone who had Jesus show up in their house.
Okay. St. Faustina, he appeared to her, showed up in her house, and told her to paint a picture of him.
Oh, that's weird.
I told you I've heard a lot of weird things.
Was she a painter?
No.
Oh, so sometimes Jesus taps the wrong person.
No. Jesus always taps the right person. St. Faustina got an artist who completed the painting under her direction.
But wouldn't Jesus have saved time if he had gone straight to the artist?
Why are you here, Marina Johnson? Why is a non-Catholic in my office talking about the mystics on her lunch break?
There's a man who keeps breaking into my apartment. Well, I'm not sure how he's getting in, but he says that he's Jesus and he wants me to be his prophet.
His prophet?
Yeah, he wants me to preach his message to all nations. That's what he said.
What message?
It's about climate change. He wants me to warn everyone about climate change, but like we know about climate change already. So I don't see why he thinks, and he wants me to talk to the governor, to like take a meeting with the governor. And I'm just like, I don't know. And I don't know what to do. And I changed my lock, but still he gets in. And I guess I was wondering what other people had done in this in a situation like this. Like, how did they get him to leave them alone? Because I need him to go away, but he don't, and I don't know what to do. Too weird, right?
No. This man, does he look like Jesus?
No, he looks like anybody. He could be anybody.
Does he have wounds?
Does he have what?
Wounds from the cross.
Um,
Saint Teresa of Avila, one of the great mystics, she once saw Jesus, but he didn't have any wounds. That's how she knew it really wasn't him.
oh,
It was Satan.
oh.
Does your Jesus have wounds?
I'm not sure. I didn't really.
Also, a lot of times when people see Jesus, he has this kind of glow about him,
No, this guy's not glowing.
or his garment is dazzling.
Oh, his garment is not dazzling. He's
Hmm.
wearing jeans and a Snoopy t-shirt.
Mm,
He said he wanted to look contemporary, so I wouldn't be afraid.
mm. Marina, is there any history in your family of people seeing things that aren't there?
You think I'm crazy?
I didn't say that.
But you kind of did.
No, I'm just wondering.
No, there's no history of anyone in my family seeing things that aren't there.
Well, maybe it would be a good idea to,
See a shrink?
well, to get evaluated to rule it out.
Did Saint Faustina have to get evaluated? Jesus wants me to paint a picture of him for himself. Someone get me an artist.
But the picture wasn't for him, it was for all of us.
How come she sees Jesus and gets to be a saint, and I
Well-
see Jesus and I need to be evaluated?
I'm just saying it would,
Maybe I'm a saint. Did you ever think of that? Maybe a miracle has come to Miami and I'm its sacred vessel.
well, I'm just saying it's important to rule out.
No. Look, my lunchtime is almost over and it's ending soon. And I need to get back to my job at an abortion clinic.
Wait, Marina, wait.
Thanks for nothing. Pedophile.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio.
Let's talk about our melting glaciers.
All right.
What would happen if every glacier on Earth were to melt?
Sea levels would rise about 230 feet. All of our coastal cities would be gone.
How long do we have before that happens?
That depends on a number of factors, but even if we were to significantly cut emissions over the next several decades, over a third of the remaining glaciers on Earth will still be gone by 2100.
Are you saying there's no hope?
We're not out of hope until we're out of time, but we're almost out of time.
Scene 5. Lights up on Marina's apartment.
Why did you lie to the priest?
What a pleasure over scaring me.
No,
Then stop popping out of nowhere.
I wasn't nowhere. I was fixing the leak in your bathroom.
Oh, thanks.
So, why do you lie to the priest?
I didn't see a priest today.
You did, and you lied to him.
No, I didn't.
You lied to a man of God.
Is that worse than lying to someone in a different profession?
No,
Mhm.
but just in general, you shouldn't lie to people.
I think he probably knew that I really didn't work in an abortion clinic.
Oh, he definitely did. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm wondering why you lied to him when he asked if anyone in your family has a history of seeing things that aren't there.
It's not his business. And besides, he thought I was losing my mind even without my family history.
You're not losing your mind.
Of course you say that. You're the thing in my mind conjured.
You didn't conjure me.
But no one else can see you. So how do I know that what happened to my dad isn't starting to happen to me?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. That's all you ever say to me.
Seems to be the thing people most need to hear. It's the most repeated phrase in the Bible. Did you know that?
I don't care.
I wish you'd all stop being so afraid.
Well, maybe you and your dad should stop scaring us.
I like you.
I like my life better before you showed up.
You know, yeah, I get that from a lot of people.
Take a hint then.
I know I make things harder, but it's all worth it in the end.
Oh, sure it is. You don't have any wounds.
What?
You're supposed to have wounds. If you don't have wounds, you're Satan.
Am I really?
That's how it works.
Uh-oh.
So where are they?
My wounds?
Yes.
I decided to forego the wounds because I didn't want to scare you.
Mm,
Also, I didn't think you'd want me bleeding all over your apartment.
better blood in my apartment than Satan.
You know I'm not Satan.
I don't know who you are.
Would Satan fix your bathroom sink?
To lull me in a false sense of security, he absolutely would. Oh, who's that?
Oh, that's the priest.
Why would a priest be here?
Well, if you had called Governor Anderson on your lunch break like I asked you to, he wouldn't be.
Oh,
Let him in.
I don't take orders from Satan.
I'll show up with wounds next time. I didn't realize it was going to be a thing.
Oh. Who is it?
It's Father Carlos.
It's Father Carlos. May I come up?
Yes.
Yes. I can't see him. I called him a pedophile.
Well, now you have an opportunity to apologize.
Rena,
Hi.
hello. I'm sorry to show up here.
How did you know where I live?
You left your umbrella in my office and it has a tag with your address on it.
No, it doesn't. You.
I may have put a luggage tag on your umbrella.
Oh,
Is he here? Is your Jesus here right now?
I mean,
yes.
I'm everyone's Jesus, Carlos.
Oh, yes, he's here. He's sitting at the desk. He doesn't have any wounds, though, but he said he'll bring them next time.
I thought I was being considerate.
Mm-hmm. He promises he's not Satan.
Oh, tell him I fixed your sink.
No,
Tell him.
no, he doesn't care.
And your Jesus, he wants to talk to the governor about climate change?
Yes, well, he wants me to talk to the governor. He wants to talk to the governor through me.
Hmm.
I know it sounds like I'm making this up, but
How much time does he need? With the governor, how much time does he need?
Oh, I'm not sure.
However much time you give me, Carlos, I'll make it work.
He says he can make any amount of time work.
This isn't the kind of thing that happens today. It's certainly not the kind of thing that happens in Miami.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I can see him.
But what if, I know Governor Anderson. He helps out at the soup kitchen whenever he's in Miami during election season.
He uses you as a photo op?
Well, his visits always lead to an increase in donations and volunteers, so I really don't care what his motives are. But as soon as you left my office saying Jesus wants you to meet with the governor's office called saying he'd like to stop by the soup kitchen. And I can't decide if that's a coincidence I should ignore or a sign that I should act on.
There are no coincidences, Carlos.
But until I can figure it out, I decided to treat it as a sign. This is for you.
A background check?
We run them on all the parish volunteers. No one will notice if we run one extra. Fill that out, bring it to the parish office. If it comes back clean, I'll arrange for you to have your meeting with the governor. I thought you'd look happier.
I don't want any of this.
That's what the biblical prophet said too. But don't be afraid. Did you know that's the most repeated phrase in the Bible?
Yes, yes, we're on the same page, Carlos.
Well, good night. Bring that by the parish office. Good night.
Good night, Carlos. Tell him I said good night. Hey, now I look rude.
I don't understand. I ignore what you told me to do, and you're still getting what you want.
Uh-huh.
I just went to the nearest Catholic church. What are the odds that the priest I talked to would know the governor?
Statistically, very small.
I'm not a public speaker.
Yeah, Moses tried that one too.
Don't make me do this. I am begging you, don't make me do this.
I'm gonna make us some dinner.
Hello?
Yes?
I'm sorry to bother you again.
That's okay.
I'm usually not this discombobulated.
I'm sure it's okay.
I may have given you the wrong form.
What?
I may have given you the background check for teachers, not volunteers. Does this one say volunteers or faculty? It's hard to read without my glasses.
I don't.
Well, the form for the school is slightly different than the form for general volunteers.
Well, why were you carrying both versions?
I couldn't find my reading glasses in the office, so I grabbed one of each and meant to ask you to check the heading for me. I'm glad I remembered before I was out of your building. Does this say volunteers? I think it does.
Yes.
Oh, good. I should really get one of those strings where the glasses hang around your neck, but they make me feel like an old librarian. I guess that's what happens when you succumb to your vanity. You end up looking like an idiot. Anyway, you have the right one now. Good evening.
Thank you.
Sorry again.
Fill that out.
Blackout. Scene 6. In the darkness, we hear the radio. Lights rise on Marina's apartment as the radio talks.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man is in custody today after trying to pay for his fast food with a bag of marijuana.
Jesus? Jesus? Woo. Jesus?
It's Father Carlos.
Oh, all right, come up. Jesus. Oh, come on
Hello.
in. Come on in, Father.
Good morning. Sorry to call so early, but I wanted to catch you before you left for work. Here's everything you need for tomorrow. You're passing all that.
Oh, great.
What are you planning on saying to the governor?
I don't know. Jesus said all I have to do is repeat what he says, but he's gone.
Well, I hope he shows up tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
You'll be fine. All the biblical prophets found their voices when they needed to.
Those biblical prophets, did anyone say no and run away?
Oh, yeah, of course they did. Jonah's a great example.
And he got away with it?
No, he got swallowed by a whale.
Oh, that Jonah.
Yeah, he's that Jonah.
Yeah.
But after finally embracing what God told him to do, Jonah ended up saving the entire city of Nineveh. Maybe you'll do the same for Miami.
Miami's already drowning. I can't save it.
The prophet's not the one who has to work the miracles. You've got nothing to worry about. Oh, very little to worry about.
Wait. What do I have to worry about?
Very little. Very, very little.
Oh no, it's bad.
No, it's just that prophets can make formidable enemies. Speaking the truth isn't popular, but they usually don't get killed.
They can get killed?
Oh, not usually.
Usually it's doing a lot of work there.
The odds are in your favor. Out of 23 Old Testament prophets, only 6 got killed.
How many New Testament prophets got killed?
Well, John the Baptist is really the only prophet in the New Testament.
Did he get killed?
Well, it was a different time.
Oh my God.
No, you're going to be fine.
Are you sure?
Hmm.
There are 26% mortality rate of Old Testament prophets and a 100% mortality rate on New Testament prophet.
You're quicker with math than I wish you were.
And you're a real comfort. You must be great with the dying parishioners.
Just forget I said anything.
You can't tell me that I might die and then tell me to forget you said it.
You have very little to worry about.
Oh, this is a terrible pep talk.
Yeah, it got away from me somehow.
Well, what if all of this is a big misunderstanding?
Hmm.
I lied to you the day I first came to see you.
Oh, I knew you didn't work in an abortion clinic.
No, not that. I mean, yes, that also, but I do have a family history of people saying things that aren't there.
Oh.
My mom was killed when I was young, a freak accident. Scaffolding fell on her, and my dad took it very hard. I mean, we both did, but he never got over it. He would talk to her just like tell her about his day and stuff, and it seemed harmless. But eventually he started to see her.
Does he still see her?
Oh, he died a couple years back. I got home from community college to a note saying that he and mom were heading to the beach to go swimming. They never found his body.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, my biggest fear is that I'd wake up one day and start seeing someone who isn't there, just like he did. And then a few days ago, it happened. What if this is just my mind worrying about the fact that Miami is sinking and that I'm about to be priced out of my home when all the wealthy people down by the beach move to the higher ground? And what if you went to all this trouble to get me an audience with Governor Anderson, and all along I should have taken your original advice?
Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. What's your Jesus like?
He's very cheerful. Like relentlessly, annoyingly cheerful. What's your Jesus like?
Surprising, but dependable. I'll see you both tomorrow.
Yes.
Blackout. Scene 7. In the darkness, we hear the radio. Lights rise on Marina's apartment as the radio talks.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man dressed as Fred Flintstone was pulled over today while driving his footmobile. Police identified the man as Bedrock
Oh, I wanted to hear the end of that one.
You're back.
Of course, we've got a meeting with the governor.
Where were you?
I thought I should get out of your hair for a bit since we were just waiting for today.
But I didn't know where you went.
You missed me.
No,
You did. You missed me.
no, you didn't say you were leaving.
I wasn't leaving. I was giving you some space. You seem like a person who enjoys their space.
No, I am. You disappeared, and Father Carlos brought me credentials or whatever they are to get me to the seat of governor, and I didn't know what you were
You
doing.
missed me.
No,
Ha! Yes.
no, I was just afraid that you set me up to make a fool of myself in front of the governor.
I missed you too.
I didn't miss you.
Are you ready for our big day?
I didn't miss you.
Let's get dressed. Let's get started.
Wait, Father Carlos said something yesterday that made me kind of scared about how the prophets.
Ah!
What?
A rainbow. It's a rainbow.
Oh, you are the worst.
Come, see.
No. I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you and tell you that I'm afraid. And you talk.
Don't be afraid.
You can't command a person not to be afraid. That isn't how fear works.
Well, fear is useless.
Oh, great.
What's needed is trust.
Ooh, terrific.
You sure you don't want to come look at this rainbow?
So positive.
Noah, whenever the rainbow appears, I'll remember the covenant between me and you and all living creatures. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth.
Oh. Wait. If God promised he never flood the earth again, then why do I need to be your climate change prophet?
Because God's not flooding the earth. You people are. It takes two to make a covenant.
You can't lump all humanity together like that. I'm doing my part to fight climate change. I bring my own bags to the grocery stores. Don't Nancy, don't clap me like Nancy Pelosi. I do my part.
You are almost entirely out of ice in the Arctic. The bees are dying, and hurricane season now contains so many storms that they have to dip into the Greek alphabet for names. Fighting climate change by bringing your own bags to the grocery store is like fighting a forest fire by spitting on it.
So what are you saying? I should just use the plastic bags?
No, of course not.
Well, then stop shaming me.
I'm not shaming you.
Yes, you are.
No, I can't believe that
You are being a jerk, and I didn't miss you at all.
Can we just enjoy the rainbow?
I don't want to enjoy the rainbow.
Rats, it's gone.
Serves you right.
Are you angry with me because you're destroying the planet?
I am not destroying the planet.
Collectively, you are.
I'm not part of the collective. My carbon footprint is low. I have never been on a plane. I don't even own a car. I take the bus. You know how hard it is to be a public transportation person in Miami? Stop Nancy Pelosi clapping.
Sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
You're an asshole.
And yet you missed me.
No,
You were glad to see me.
only because I don't want to face the governor alone.
And now you're just splitting hairs.
Also, where are the wounds you promised me?
You're not gonna like them.
You said you come back with wounds, so I know that you're not Satan.
And I did. But I only brought one because you're not going to like them.
I like anything that proves that I'm not talking to the devil. Ew! What is that?
That's where I got stabbed with a spear.
Oh, I don't like that. Put that away. Oh,
I knew you weren't going to want to see them. Teresa of Avila and Marina Johnson are very different people. Say what you want about me, but I know my audience.
that was disgusting. Leave your wounds at home.
I knew it.
Still, I'm glad to know that you're not Satan.
I mean, I think it was pretty clear from the start that I'm not Satan.
Nothing about this experience is clear.
Go. Get ready. You have a date with the governor.
Please don't make me say anything condescending to him.
I'm never condescending. I am the embodiment of God's love.
Oh, good for you.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear voices from the radio.
Now, the temperature of the ocean surface is rising because the oceans are absorbing more heat from our warming planet. How worried should this make us?
Very worried. This will cause changes to ocean circulation patterns like the Gulf Stream.
Which sends warm surface water north along North America and brings cold, deeper water back south from Europe.
Correct. And because of the changes in sea surface temperature, the Gulf Stream is slowing down. That's bad for people on both sides of the Atlantic.
How so?
So in Europe, it means more intense winter storms, more extreme heat waves, and less rainfall for crops.
And in North America?
In North America, it means water is going to pile up on the east coast of the United States. If we continue to overheat the planet, the Gulf Stream will continue to weaken. We are very, very close to the point at which its flow becomes unstable.
And what happens then?
No one's really sure, but expect to be heading inland and no longer vacationing in Europe.
Scene 8. Lights up on Father Carlos's office. Father Carlos stands with Governor Todd Anderson.
That's a wrap. Thanks for letting me drop in to help serve breakfast.
You're welcome here anytime, Governor Anderson.
Here, do something with this. There's so many poor people in this part of Miami.
Well, the housing is cheaper away from the beaches.
Father.
Marina, come in. Governor, before you leave, there's someone I want you to meet. This is Marina Johnson. She lives in the neighborhood.
Did I feed you breakfast?
No.
Good. It's important to be self-sufficient.
Well, many people want to be self-sufficient,
When
but
my grandfather came to this country, he had nothing but the clothes on his back. But he applied himself and he worked hard. And within a year, he owned his own home. Can you believe that? What a country we live in. God bless America.
Allah bless Afghanistan. Say it.
What are you saying?
It will show him how asinine that statement is. God doesn't have favorites. He blesses everybody.
That's not what he's going to get out of it. Allah bless Afghanistan.
Say it.
No, shut up.
What have you not told me?
I'm going to need you to keep an open mind for a few minutes.
What have you done? What is this?
Well, Marina came to see me a few days ago. She says that Christ has tapped her to be his prophet with regard to climate change,
Carlos.
and that he wanted her to speak with you.
Carlos.
I ran a background check. She's clean.
Just because a deranged individual hasn't committed any crimes yet doesn't mean she never will. And I don't want to be her first victim.
Your security team checked her for weapons.
I don't have time for this. I have a full day scheduled.
Just give her 2 minutes.
No.
A picture of you respectfully listening to a Black woman would look good on your campaign flyers.
2 minutes. But you can't come a single step closer to me.
This guy's a dick.
Excuse me?
Marina,
Sorry, I didn't know the office had the acoustics of an opera house.
I can't believe you did this, Carlos.
What are those?
Note cards. I Googled facts about climate change so I will be ready.
Why?
So I could be a good climate change expert.
This is madness.
I didn't ask you to be a climate change expert.
You weren't around yesterday, so I figured I should prepare for the meeting in case you didn't show up.
Why wouldn't I show up? The plan is for you to repeat what I say.
I have so much I need to get done.
just 2 minutes, Governor.
I got this. Watch.
No, don't.
No. Miami is the most vulnerable major coastal city in the world.
Oh, no.
The sea level could rise 5 to 6 feet by 2100.
Carlos, you gullible idiot. I need to let my staff know we're going to have to push everything back.
It's just 2 minutes.
I don't
Brent,
have
stop.
2 minutes.
Stop. Just tell him he needs to put an income tax in place.
No,
What did he say, Marina?
Carlos, don't indulge this.
he says he wants Floridians to start paying income tax.
So your Jesus wants my political career to end. What a worthwhile meeting this is.
An income tax would provide the money needed to fund
I don't want
everything.
income tax.
Nobody wants to pay income tax.
Tell him what I'm saying.
I have a hard time enough paying for my air conditioning.
I also like not having to pay income tax.
Oh, great, Carlos. I'm sure you'll love being a climate refugee also.
Don't speak, Carlos. You are on my list right now. Young lady, Miami is booming.
You think the Port of Miami will continue to be the busiest cruise ship terminal in the world when it's underwater? Repeat what I'm saying.
Hold on. Hey,
You don't need to worry about sea level rise.
Oh, sea level rise, like the water's rising all on its own.
The city is adapting. We're raising buildings, we're strengthening seawalls.
We're way past adaptation.
he says we're way past adaptation.
Oh, finally she repeats me.
I think he's mad at you.
Not just him. Tell him you people need to overhaul your entire way of life.
He says we need to overhaul our entire way of life.
Oh, that will play well with voters.
It played well in this neighborhood.
Tell him that he needs to.
Give me a second. Because we know that the effects of climate change are disproportionately felt by people of color.
Oh, here we go.
When the sea rise and the monster hurricanes come, the millionaires in Miami will just leave. But the rest of us can't.
Tell him that he's got.
No, wait, I can make a point. And now, low-income communities like this one, who was forced to live on high ground so that the white people could have the beaches, are being forced out by developers looking to build expensive homes away from the rising waters.
So more affordable housing on the high ground. That's what your Jesus wants?
That's what I want.
But what does your Jesus want?
Oh, this is a farce. If you want to play prophet, why don't you go talk to the middle class instead of bothering me? They're the largest voting bloc. Their savings are tied up in their homes, which you insist will soon be underwater. And yet they're the least engaged on this issue.
Hey, he has a good point.
No, it's not. He has a platform you don't have.
Then maybe you should have asked him to be your prophet.
Look, if you and your Jesus think Floridians, the folks who raised holy hell over having to wear a mask to protect their neighbors during COVID, are going to embrace the kind of all-encompassing structural change that you're talking about, not to mention the price tag attached, then you're more deranged than I thought.
I am not deranged.
You have more no cards?
I made 2 sets. I had a feeling you would take them away.
You just had to give them free will, huh?
In the next 10 or 20 years, the economic damage caused by climate change would be on par with having a COVID-sized pandemic every 10 years. By 2100, it will be 5 times as deadly as COVID. If you think that burying your head in the sand is the best response to climate change in this moment, then you're the one who's deranged. I suggest you get your head out of the sand because the sand is being claimed by the sea.
Time's up. Carlos, what were you thinking?
Well, I didn't. I wasn't.
Don't walk away.
Why? Why?
Climate change is going to cause 1,000 deaths per year in Florida by 2035. We need national policies to avoid the worst impact.
I don't make national policies. I'm not the president.
Not yet, but you're running.
You're running for president?
I've made no such announcement.
But you are.
And he's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
I'm going to win.
This guy.
Well, that's all the time I have for this.
Wait, Todd, wait. Stop him.
Let's wait.
That's Governor Anderson to you.
Miami will be the first major US city to face the effects of climate change, but it won't be the only one.
Miami will be the first major city to face the effects of climate change, but it won't be the only one.
All the other coastal cities will look to the kind of example Florida set for them.
All the other coastal cities will look to the kind of examples Florida set for them.
To the kind of example you set.
To the kind of examples you set.
This is your moment, Todd.
This is your moment, Todd.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Is that how your Jesus was hoping it would go?
Not my Jesus.
Because that didn't sound like an all-knowing God bringing life-saving solutions. That sounded like an angry woman yelling at a politician she doesn't like. I should have known better, but I wanted it to be true. And you were so sincere.
Because it is true.
It's possible to sincerely believe something and be wrong. History is full of examples.
This isn't one of them.
Of course it is, Marina. I mean, why you? Haven't you asked yourself that? Out of all the people on this planet, just even out of all the people in Miami, out of all the people in this room, why would he pick you?
Why wouldn't he?
I've dedicated my life to him, to service in his name. Why would he pick you over me?
I don't know, but he did.
Did he?
Yes.
Well, I got you your meeting. Goodbye, Marina Anderson Johnson.
Lights fade to black. In the darkness, we hear the radio.
Geologically, things happen very slowly. So it stands to reason that the seas will rise very slowly too, correct?
Unfortunately, no. In the past 150 years, atmospheric carbon levels have risen faster than at any other time in Earth's geologic history. The water is going to rise faster than ever before, and it's not going to magically stop rising just because we've hit the year 2100 or something.
How high will the oceans ultimately rise?
That's a hard thing to predict. But the last time there was this much carbon in the atmosphere, the oceans were 100 feet higher, and the temperature was 4 degrees Celsius warmer.
So in the very near future, we could all potentially be living in the Great Plains as far from the coast as possible.
Not if the planet is 4 degrees warmer,
Because the plains will be too hot.
because we'll all be dead.
Scene 9 lights up on Marina and Jesus as they enter her apartment.
That wasn't ideal.
I know, he's infuriating. I don't know if what you said got through to him.
It's probably because you didn't let me say anything.
Yes, I did.
Not really. Tomorrow, I'm gonna need you
Oh,
to go
tomorrow?
back.
No. I thought we were done.
No, obviously we're not done.
You told Father Carlos that you could make any amount of time work.
And then you didn't give me any time.
Oh, so it's my fault?
Yes.
Hey, that's not fair. You're the one who can work miracles.
Sure, I can turn tap water into tequila, but I can't make a person who did internet research shut up.
No, wait. You can turn tap water into tequila and haven't done it for me yet?
We're going to need to go back to Father Carlos's soup kitchen to talk to Todd tomorrow morning.
But he won't be there.
Yes, he will. His staffer who took today's promotional photos on her phone is going to accidentally drop that phone into the toilet tonight. And her cloud is not backed up.
That poor woman. Don't do that.
It'll be a fresh bowl.
Still, though, it should be you.
I should be governor.
No, you should be the one talking to him.
I am talking to him.
Through me.
Exactly.
And he'll never listen to me.
Of course, he will.
Oh, no, he won't. But he's always quoting the Bible in his speeches. He'll listen to you.
He's listening to me through you.
No, he's telling himself that I'm a crazy woman so he can ignore what I say. But if you were to come, if you were to stand before him yourself and say things, he wouldn't ignore you.
You might.
No, you wouldn't.
You are my prophet, and what we need to achieve is completely within your power. Don't let Father Carlos get in your head.
Father Carlos is not in my head.
Isn't he?
No. But yes. But why did you pick me?
There were once 2 mothers who volunteered to bring banana bread to the school bake sale.
Stop. No.
Being busy people, they both ended up whipping their banana bread together the day of the event.
Do not answer in the form of a parable.
Both women found that they were out of eggs.
Please stop.
One woman ran to the grocery store to pick up eggs while the other said, I have applesauce. I'll use that as a binder instead, and began mixing her ingredients.
I can't believe there were 12 people who wanted to be your friend.
The second woman then noticed that she didn't have walnuts.
You don't need walnuts in banana bread.
Some recipes call for walnuts.
It's not a make or break ingredient.
This recipe calls for walnuts. It's a key ingredient in this recipe.
Walnuts aren't a key ingredient in anything.
Just go with it. All right. The second woman said, I don't have walnuts, but I do have chocolate chips. I'll put those in instead. She was getting her bread into the oven when the first woman returned from the grocery store and saw that she didn't have any walnuts either.
What a crisis.
The first woman drove back to the grocery store for walnuts.
Why did these people put all the ingredients on the counter while the oven was preheating?
The second woman made it to the bake sale on time with her delicious, if unconventional, banana bread.
Oh, thank God.
The first woman didn't make it on time because she insisted on sticking to the recipe as written instead of adapting it with what she had on hand. You see?
No.
Father Carlos is the woman who keeps going back to the grocery store because the recipe calls for certain things, and that's the way it has to be. He does a lot of good for this community, but he has a very rigid understanding of what God is all about. And trying to get him to see God in ways he never has before will slow this mission down too much. You're more malleable. We can hit the ground running.
See, now, why couldn't you have just said that instead of telling me a whole story about two moms baking?
I like the sound of my own voice.
Oh, also, I'm sure there are lots of malleable people in Miami, even malleable religious people. Why me specifically? Stop. No
Well, there were
parables.
fine. Because if you and I fail, a hospice nurse is going to be exactly what Miami needs. A hospice nurse is going to be exactly what Miami needs. Someone to honor the city's life by bearing witness to its death.
I don't want to lose Miami.
You're going to lose all your coastal cities. You'll just lose this one first.
That doesn't make me feel better.
It wasn't supposed to. It was just a fact.
I'm tired of losing the things that I love.
Let's make sure you don't lose Miami.
It should be you.
I can't come back.
You can't or you won't.
If I come again, I know exactly what they'll do to me because they did it to me once already, and I can't go through that again.
You're scared.
Of course, I'm scared.
Don't be afraid.
Easier said than done.
Makes you want to punch me in the face, doesn't it?
We'll be fine. Though, just to be safe, let's practice you repeating what I say real fast.
We don't need to practice.
It will never be the case, either in this world or the next,
It will never be the case in either this world or the next
that I can become an expert on anything
that I can become an expert on anything.
by Googling it for an afternoon.
I really worked hard by Googling it in an afternoon.
Perfect.
Wow.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio.
So by this point, I'm sure our listeners are wondering what they can do to combat climate change. Can our personal differences even make a choice? And if they can, what do you suggest we do?
Personal choices can absolutely make a difference. Put solar panels on your roof, buy an electric car, insulate your attic, eat less meat, compost your food scraps, fly less. Anything you do to consciously reduce your carbon footprint is helpful.
But is it enough?
No, we need to separate carbon emissions from economic output, and that can only be done by government policies. The two most important things you can do as an individual are educate others and organize politically. Special interest groups and utility companies trying to prevent us from getting off fossil fuels can only be defeated by a group of people who understand what's at stake and who are politically engaged. So get to work, because we have about 335 more gigatons of carbon that we can release before the planet passes 2 degrees of warming. After that, humanity's heading for extinction.
Scene 10. Lights up on Father Carlos's office.
In the toilet.
Yeah, can you believe it? What an idiot. Now I've got to waste my time with this again. No offense.
Governor Anderson,
Marina.
Did you tell her I was coming back?
No, of course not. You need to go. This is highly inappropriate.
I have a mission to finish.
Marina, no, you're just seeing things that aren't there, like your dad.
No, I'm not.
Her father suffered from this and you knew it?
This is not the same as my dad went through.
I said she was crazy.
I know, Governor,
I
but
said she was crazy from the start.
I am not crazy.
you're not a prophet. You're just confused.
And you gave this lunatic an audience with me.
I am not confused.
A woman comes into your parish office telling you she's seen Jesus, and your move is to arrange a meeting with the governor instead of a meeting with a psychiatrist.
I just wanted to be sure.
Unbelievable.
Don't let them bully you.
I'm not letting them bully me.
I'm going to snap a few pictures in the soup kitchen and get out of this neighborhood.
You are the Lord's prophet.
Damn right I am.
And Carlos, I hope you realize that in the future, I will be doing my volunteering at a different church's soup kitchen. One whose pastor doesn't grant psychopaths access to me.
But I didn't.
Stand
expect-
aside, false prophet.
We're drowning. Either fix it or stand aside.
Marina,
6 inches of water will threaten our regional drainage system.
go home.
2 feet will cause residential septic tanks to stop working.
Stand aside or I'll call the
We
police.
need to adapt public infrastructures to handle an extra 2 feet of water.
Wow, you did learn stuff from Googling.
I told you.
If you feel so passionate about it, run for office.
We need private infrastructure strengthened, building codes and land use law rewritten.
And education programs.
This is your last warning.
Yes, education and outreach programs, because you're going to need to convince people that the cost of all this is worth it.
Okay,
Marina, please, he's calling the police.
He's going to be president.
Exactly.
He can do something about this, and he has to.
He has to.
hello, this is Governor Anderson. I'm being harassed by a mentally ill woman. How dare you?
How dare you?
If you broke my phone, I'll have you.
People are
prosecuted.
going to die because of your inaction. Have you
Well-
ever seen a person die, Todd?
It doesn't look broken, so can we all just forget about it?
I am a hospice nurse. I watch people die all the time. I help them die with dignity, and I help their families cope. And it's hard, Todd. It's hard to watch people go through that over and over, but it's an honor. And it's a great honor of my life to walk with folks as they leave, but it affects you. And to watch people die who didn't have to watch somebody waste away from lung cancer because they couldn't kick cigarettes is devastating.
Mhm.
Because all that sorrow and all that suffering didn't have to happen. And that's where we are now as a planet, on the cusp of all this sorrow and all this loss that doesn't have to happen. You can put us on the path that will make my work unnecessary. But you have to acknowledge that we're here. Wake up, Todd.
Do not yell at me. I am the governor of Florida.
Yeah, then do,
Then
your,
job.
Because every day you piss away makes our survival less of a sure thing.
And what will happen if you all become climate refugees?
Exactly. What will happen if 100,000 people suddenly descend on Atlanta after a monster hurricane? Will they try to keep us out? Will they hoard their resources?
At least you have a continent to retreat into.
Yes, at least we have a whole continent. What about the people in Tuvalu or in the Maldives or Marshall Islands? Where will they go? Who will take them in?
I'm not concerned with the Maldives and the Marshall Islands.
But you,
should be.
Because we're all on the same boat.
And you're running out of livable places.
But all you care about is looking like a good person and getting people to vote for you. So you pose at soup kitchens and talk about sea level rise.
Which is beyond humanity's control, of course, because you need those oil companies to bankroll your campaigns.
You're weak. And why is it that all the weakest people have the most why is it that all the weakest people, why are all the weakest people in the position with the most power? You act like we can just wait around till you get there, but we can't. The water is here. Either build an ark that Miami needs at this moment or resign, you worthless charlatan.
Blackout. Red and blue lights flash, and we hear a police siren. Scene 11. Lights up on Marina and Jesus in the back of a police car.
Never ridden in a police car before.
Shut up.
You mad at me?
Oh, yes.
Why?
You made me call the governor a worthless charlatan and almost break his cell phone.
No, I didn't. You did that on your own. For what it's worth, though, he is a charlatan. But nobody's worthless. Tomorrow, when we talk to him,
Tomorrow?
yeah, he's having a rally with the mayor in front of one of the seawalls they just raised.
I will be unable to attend a rally with you tomorrow because I'm going to die today.
Who's going to kill you? You're just being escorted home. Don't worry.
Don't worry, he says. There are two groups of people with a high mortality rate: prophets and Black people near police officers. Guess who you put in the middle of that Venn diagram?
They're just escorting you home.
I told you no one would listen to me. I told you it had to be you. But you wouldn't listen either, and now I'm going to die in the back of a police car.
They're just escorting you home.
Don't talk to me like my fears are unfounded.
I'm not saying your fears are unfounded. But try to remember, fear is useless.
Fear is life-saving. You picked the wrong person.
I never picked the wrong person.
I Googled biblical prophets. That guy, Jeremiah, he preached for 40 years and no one listened to him. The planet doesn't have 40 years. Miami doesn't even have 20. And it can't be me. There's not enough time for me to make it happen. It has to be you. And I'm not even good at repeating what you say. I keep going off script and ruining everything.
You're passionate.
Please don't put humanity's survival in my hands. I can't even keep houseplants alive. Not even fake ones.
You can't kill a fake houseplant.
I did. It got tangled up in the cord to my blinds and ripped in half. And now you want me to save all of creation? I can't do it. I'm scared and I'm tired and I don't want to die.
You're not going to die.
I
don't know
Googled,
what that happened.
look, I Googled biblical prophets. Amos was clubbed to death. Micah was thrown off the hill. Isaiah was cut in half. Even Jeremiah was stoned to death after 40 years of no one listening to him.
But most of the
And
prophets,
you knew exactly what you were getting me into. Why would you do this to me?
because I love you. Because you have such compassion for the dying. Because you do all you can to make this world a better place with your love. Because you won't go down without a fight.
This fight is too big. Please have me out. No one is open to me, but they're open to you. You're on billboards and t-shirts and coffee mugs. People are actively waiting for you.
They're waiting for someone I'm not. They're waiting for a Jesus who thinks an unborn baby is worth protecting, but an asylum seeker isn't. They're waiting for a Jesus who thinks it's acceptable to hoard your abundance because you don't owe anything to the less fortunate. They're waiting for a Jesus who puts limits on compassion, who says it's fine to love these people, but not those people, who says God's creation is awe-inspiring and sacred unless there's oil underneath it, who says it's justifiable to put your wants and needs ahead of everyone else's, no matter what the situation. That's not me. And if I were to come back, they wouldn't recognize me, and they'd kill me again.
So what? You know what comes next after death.
Death isn't what scares me.
Then what?
What scares me is the possibility that these people who claim to love me won't recognize me. They'll actually hate me. If they were to kill me again, it would break my heart.
I don't think Father Carlos would kill you.
No, oh, of course not. But there's lots of Christians in this country, and many of them seem,
To be full of hate?
yeah.
Welcome to America.
But why is that? Why do people who claim to follow me have so much hate inside?
Come back and ask them.
No.
Isn't it great that you have the luxury of an option? I have to live in this world, like it or not. And it's unfair of you to ask me to do this alone.
You're not alone.
Yes, I am, Jesus. I'm alone. I am a Black woman sitting in the back of a police car. That's where you led me.
But I'm here too.
When you're with a person no one else can see, you're alone.
That's not true.
Screw you.
I thought they'd be more likely to listen if I spoke through a prophet, like in the Old Testament. I thought they'd buy God speaking through a person more than they'd buy Jesus coming back. I mean, you're the person I tapped and you accused me of being Satan. Can you imagine what everyone else would say?
I didn't really think you were Satan.
But you see my point. And look what gets done in my name. People have forgotten what I'm all about.
So come back and remind them. I need your help. The planet needs your help. And fear is useless. Did you know that do not be afraid is the most repeated phrase in the Bible?
It is, isn't it?
So don't be afraid. They'll listen to you. You're our last best hope to save the planet.
Would you help me? Would you help me? If I did it, would you stay with me?
Of course I would.
It might not work.
It'll work.
It might not. You need to be prepared. Be prepared for the fact that it might not work.
If it doesn't work, then we'll greet the water knowing we did everything we could. I've never helped a city die before, but if that's where we end up, I'll make sure Miami dies with dignity.
I never picked the wrong person.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio. Scene 12. Lights
morning.
rise on Marina's apartment as the radio talks.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man is facing charges after throwing a raw chicken at his wife. Authority.
Who is it?
It's me.
All right, come up. Ooh, it's weird buzzing you up.
It's weird needing to be buzzed. Couldn't sleep?
What?
You're up before your alarm.
Oh yeah, too nervous about how today's going to go. But also very excited to see the look on Governor Sanderson's face when you confront him and he sees that I was telling the truth. Oh, I got some for you.
Oh. Jesus costume,
Yeah.
but I don't need a Jesus costume. I am Jesus.
I think it will help if you look the way people expect you to look.
No one dresses like this anymore.
Jesus does.
No, he doesn't.
It's what they're expecting. It will make it easier for them to buy that you are who you say you are.
Okay. If you think it'll help.
I do. You just put it on over your clothes.
Over my actual Jesus costume?
Oh, he's sassy today. Uh-huh.
You really think this is gonna help?
It's better than nothing.
No. All right, I have something for you.
Oh, what is it?
Hmm? Here you are.
Oh, you turned my tap water into tequila.
I figure we could both use a drink before we go.
Absolutely liquid courage.
Though, speaking of saving the planet, why are you still buying disposable cups?
Oops.
Just use a regular cup,
Oh, yes, sir.
and they hold more tequila.
Oh, that's a great point.
To not being afraid.
To not being afraid. Oh, that is smooth. Ooh.
Yeah. My stuff's top shelf.
Mm. I'm afraid though.
Me too. Terrified.
Oh, hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's the deal with Saint Faustina?
What do you mean?
Why did you need a painting for, and why did you ask someone who can't paint?
The painting wasn't for me. It was for all of you.
Who was asking for it?
It was just a nice thing I wanted to do for you people.
You wanted to give us a picture of yourself? Hmm, that's a little arrogant.
No, I said that whoever reveres it will be saved. It was a tool to help you.
It was a picture of yourself that you wanted people to worship.
Not worship.
I'm just repeating your
Yeah,
words.
yeah, you're twisting them.
Also, why ask of this woman who can't paint? Why not go to an artist?
Oh, an artist is the last person you want to go to for something like that.
For a picture of yourself that you want others to worship.
That's not what it is.
That's sort of what it is.
You go to a woman without an artistic bone in her body and you say, this is what I want, and she'll make it happen. You go to an artist and you say, this is what I want, and they think it's a collaboration. Oh, Jesus, wouldn't it be better if we did it like this? Wouldn't it pop more if we use these colors? No, just do it the way I want it. Just paint what I'm asking you to paint. Does that clear it up?
No, I still think the whole thing is stupid. But
Oh.
hopefully we can convince Governor Anderson to save the planet today. And you have many more centuries in which to commission artwork of yourself.
I hope so. I have a very paintable face. If things don't go well at the rally, wait for me and we'll try again.
You're going to be fine. They'll listen to you. I know they will.
What?
Look, if someone had told me last week that by this week Jesus Christ would be my ride or die, I never would have believed them.
Life is full of surprises. That was my favorite thing about it. The surprises. The surprises and the rainbows. Okay. Let's go save the world.
Yes.
Blackout. In the darkness, we hear the radio. As the radio host speaks, lights slowly and dimly rise on Marina's empty apartment.
Good morning. The time is 7 o'clock, and here are some of today's news stories. A Florida man claiming to be the second coming of Jesus Christ was gunned down yesterday while trying to speak at a rally hosted by Governor Todd Anderson to celebrate the raising of Miami's seawalls. His companion, identified as Marina Johnson of Miami, then began attacking the crowd while repeatedly screaming, quote, "Goddamn America," unquote. In the struggle, she was shot and killed by police. Authorities believe that given the nature of Ms. Johnson's statement, she and her unidentified accomplice had been radicalized by a terrorist organization with the goal of assassinating Governor Anderson. The governor, however, was unharmed and gave a brief press conference once the area had been secured.
In the dim light, a rainbow begins shining through the window. It grows brighter as the stage lights grow fainter. And by the end of the governor's speech, the bright rainbow is all that lights the stage.
I want to thank our law enforcement officers who courageously subdued these homegrown terrorists before they could do any harm. The city of Miami and the state of Florida are lucky to have you. Now, despite these events, I don't want to let the day go by without paying tribute to the scientists and innovators who are working to keep South Florida safe from the rising sea, evidenced by the raised seawall you see behind me. Never forget that Americans are resilient. We will rise up higher than the water and meet this challenge. Only God can control the oceans, but as my mother always used to remind me, God doesn't give us anything we can't handle. If it's his will to send water to threaten our cities, then surely he knows we will prevail. Because God won't drown humanity a second time, and it is God alone, not us, who holds the power to stop the rising water.
The rainbow hangs in the air for a moment. And then the stage plunges into darkness. End of play. Actors, writer, director, please come on, take a curtain call. Audience, you are welcome to unmute so that they can hear your applause.
Bravo! Wonderful.
Thank you for your support of the arts. ATC Studios is a 501c3, and your tax-deductible donations are always gratefully accepted. You may make a donation through our website right on the homepage at www.atcstudios.org or by Venmo at ATC Studios. Thank you for joining us.